How you doing, everybody? It's Jonathan the Game. Welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we got our first Pokemon, Totodile, and we are now heading off to Mr. Pokemon's house to go see what he has. Alright, it's been so long since the last recorded. It has actually been a few... Like, the last episode I recorded a long time ago, the one that just went up a few days ago, at least while recording this. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've recorded. Hopefully I'm gonna do alright. But anyway, let's start off this episode by seeing the Pokemon bios for all the new Pokemon we will find on this route. Okay, the first Pokemon we got here was Rattata. Rattata is not a very good Pokemon. It has mediocre stats, it's really not anything. It learns some diverse moves, but it doesn't have the stats to really pull off. Most people always use Legend HM Slave, but personally, I wouldn't really use it even for that. Next up we have is Sentret. Now, just like Rattata, Sentret is not a very good Pokemon, so it's not easy to recommend. However, it is a better HM Slave considering it can learn both normal and water type HMs. Next up we have Pidgey. Pidgey is pretty much your basic normal flying type Pokemon. It's all around good Pokemon. There are better Pokemon, but Pidgey can handle its own pretty well. If you want a good early flying Pokemon, Pidgey can do that. But it is outclassed by other things later on, but it's overall alright. Next we have Hoothoot. Hoothoot's a bit of a defensive Pokemon. It's kind of like a special version of a Spearow, but more defensive. It's alright, it can learn some Psychic type moves, which is nice, and it can also learn Hypnosis, which should help for catching Pokemon. So, if you want an interesting good Pokemon, you can go for Hoothoot. And finally, we have Hoppip. Hoppip is an interesting Pokemon, and it's not a fantastic Pokemon by any means, but it's not terrible. But even if you want a Hoppip, I recommend catching one later on, just because it will have no moves that we're able to use right now. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed those, because God knows I totally enjoyed making them. Okay, so let's go off. One of our fashion. Oh, you actually went into a Pokemon. I can barely hear the new sound right now due to the fact that I have to have the audio down a lot so it doesn't pick up on the microphone. And I found Rattata. There's a battle of depths, the whole Totodile. Okay, let's just scratch it and wow, did it quite a bit actually. We won't be able to catch any Pokemon for a little bit, as you can probably tell due to the fact that we have no Pokeballs. So hopefully this will. So it's gonna be a while. So just keep in fact everything I said in the bios until then. If we go over here, we can actually get a potion. I'm such a nerd because I remember that off the top of my head. Alright, just go through here. No, it's all Pokemon personally. There is something over here, but we're not going to go up there yet because there's nothing really there. This guy right here just mentions how you can save your progress. Why I know all this is really... clearly, I have no life. Over here we can actually, vary. And this guy over here mentions how Pokemon, you can actually find this Pokemon at certain times of day. Why I remember all this? I don't know. I have no life at all. And now you're in Cherrygrove City, the very first city in this town. This guy will actually give you the town map if you talk to him. He'll also like just, might as well. We can train on Dragon Tail, that's okay. Everyone is a rookie at some point. If you like, he can teach you a few things. I don't really need it, but why not? Well, bet. Pokemon Center, you heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn about them. This is a Pokemon mod. You sell balls for catching Pokemon and other useful items. I can't really see it all. Battle 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokemon now. This is the sea, as you can see. You're not Are you Chugga? Are you Chugga Conroy? I accidentally put my table there if you hit that. Sounds like we're only to underwater. Here. This is my house. Thank you for your company. Let me give you a small gift. And we get the map card. This goes on to a Pokegear, and we can now use the map. So there are more cards, or if you're looking at Jenny. If you're playing the remake, it would actually also give you the running shoes. But we're not playing the remake. So, because I haven't, like I don't have a good way of recording on my DS right now. We are in Route 30, so now we have even more Pokemon to go over. Hooray! Alright, first up we got Caterpie. Caterpie is not that great of a Pokemon. It doesn't have that good stats. Typing, not the best. It can learn some good moves out in battle, but it's really only good early on, and I don't really recommend it all that much unless you're just a big fan of it. Next up we have Metapod, not much to say here, it just evolved from a Caterpie, it's just Caterpie but more defensive, and I don't really recommend it. Even if you want a Butterfree, just catch it as a Caterpie, otherwise you'll just have Harden until it evolves. Next up we have Weedle. Weedle's a lot like Caterpie, except it has poison. It's also a lot more offensive based. Next up we have Kakuna. Kakuna is basically just a Metapod for Weedle. Don't recommend catching it, just catch it as a Weedle, otherwise you'll just have Harden. Next up we have Ladybug. Ladybug is not a very good Pokemon at all. It has a terrible stats and it has a terrible move pool. I've tried to get this thing to work well, and the only thing I've been able to use it for is Reflect. That's it. Next up we have Spinarak. Spinarak's another bug poison type just like Weedle. It's a little bit better than Weedle, but not by much. I don't really recommend it though. Next up we have the famous Zubat. Zubat's not a bad Pokemon, it's actually very fast and very good for setting up on your opponents. So if you want something that can do that, it's pretty good. And finally we have Poliwag. Now Poliwag's actually a fairly good water type Pokemon and has 2 good evolutions. However, one of these might be a little difficult to get considering you need to trade for it. Sorry if the bios are getting a little too much, getting a lot, there's like a lot of them right now. It's only going to be in the beginning of the game. Later on, there's not going to be nearly as much, thankfully, for my sanity, because it takes a while to make those bios. Oh god, Hoot Hoot. It's actually nighttime, so it makes sense that I would be finding Hoot Hoot. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're the only time you can find Hoot Hoot. There's no other time to be able to find them. Tackle. Get through this. These early battles are going to be kind of repetitive, just doing the same moves over and over. It's going to be a little while before it gets really interesting, I guess. I tend to play the early game. For RPGs, I tend to always just play the early part of the game a lot over again, except for Pokemon really, because I just play through the entire game over and over again. If this guy, he'll give us a berry. How about eating a berry? Here, I'll show him a few. We get a berry. Really. Is it sad to say that I know what most of this stuff happens? Like what most of the NPCs do? Just off the top of my head. That's how much I played this game. I mean, if I had a Poliwag, that's actually just kind of rare. But since I already have Totodile, obviously I'm not going to be getting a Poliwag. Even though I do really like Poliwag. Just get through this. Oh. Right. Those Poliwag's lips always look weird to me. Like, I kinda always thought, for some weird reason, I always thought Poliwag didn't have a mouth kinda like Poliwhirl and Poliwrath. But, I guess I thought that because it's been so long since I've actually seen a Poliwag. But, those lips just look really weird. And level 6. If you level up Totodile to level 7, you're gonna get I believe level 7 anyway. It's an antidote. Why do I know these things? Anyway, and level 7, I believe, it might have been changed. It might be changed. I remember. Totodile will be getting a pretty good move. Paralyze and poison. Poison killer. I can't remember which. This is basically the old picture berry. And here we have Mr. Pokemon's house. Hello, hello, you must be John. Professor Elm said that you would visit. I just spat out of my keyboard. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. We get the mystery egg. Ooh. Putting a key. I don't know why we're putting an egg in a pocket. That doesn't seem to be very safe. They gave me that egg. I was intrigued, so I sent mail to Professor Elm. Pokemon evolution for Professor Elm is yellow. Even Professor Oak here recognizes that. If my assumption is correct, Professor Elm will know it. Aha, so you're John. I'm a Pokemon researcher. I was just visiting my old friend, Mr. Pokemon. An errand is Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, this a rare Pokemon? I see. I see. I understand why Professor Elm gave you a Pokemon for this errand. Yeah, because I would have to go out and find wild Pokemon. If you didn't, that my blood would be on his hand. Professor Elm and I are Pokemon are our friends. We saw that you would treat your Pokemon with love and care. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See the latest version of Pokedex. It automatically records the data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Get a Pokedex! Hooray! Okay, go to Giant's Pokemon and complete the Pokedex. We will not be doing that in SLP. I've already went way too far with it, or in a Mega Booby. John, I'm counting on you. You attend Professor Elm, here your Pokemon should have some possessed. These Pokemon, even though you put in that damage anyway. And as soon as we step back, phone call! Called it. Hello, John, it's a disaster. It's terrible. What should I do? Oh no! Please get back here now! Click. That's pretty much how most of my phone calls go. The end damn it! Talking is hard. Find a Spinarak. Abruptly, like, anyway, that's how my phone calls usually go. Just end abruptly. I was thinking that by doing LPs like this for commentary, I would eventually get better at talking. It's not working. Okay, luckily for me, I didn't get poisoned by the Spinarak, otherwise. Because that would be. I would have the poison kill, right? But I didn't really want to use it yet now. Level 7! We get Rage! We got my Fearow back! Okay. And, Dude. Here's another Poliwag. I'm just gonna run from this window. Just gonna open it. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this guy here who does this Pokemon house. Yeah. Goodbye. I'm done talking to you. Did I check this tree? I did not check this tree. I now have another berry. I'm done. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I mean, I probably will. And how long? Let's go. We can keep going. So let's head back and what's this? It's the guy who kicked us. You got a Pokemon out of the lab? What a waste. I wouldn't like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Nope, not at all. Well, I do have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. Here we have a battle with this mysterious guy. Question mark, question mark, question mark wants to battle. Great name. You know, Chikorita. I remember actually the first time I ever played through Silver, the game glitched and he ended up having the Pokemon I was strong against. But unfortunately, the game I had a wouldn't save properly, so I ended up losing that. So yeah, Rage, as you can see, is not doing as much damage right now. But if he would actually hit me and not use, it would increase in power, and it would just keep increasing in power the more as long as I keep using it. And as long as I keep using it, as long as he keeps hitting me, the power increase. And you fail to growl me. I don't know how you can fail to growl, but you can. Alright, and this next attack should finish off Chiquita. Yep, okay. Get 67 experience points. Still haven't used that barrier. Question mark was defeated. Hump, are you happy you won? Yes, I am happy, because you just gave me $300. My name is question mark. Like I said, great name. I'm gonna be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Are you sure you want to be the best Pokemon trainer or just best Pokemon? Are you gonna be Mewtwo? Okay, goodbye. Alright, now that's done. Let's just back. She talks about how just if Scooby. Yeah. She talked about how it's scary to jump over ledges, but you can go do it. I'm doing it. I'm not going to talk to her because I don't feel like it. I don't remember what you say and I don't care. Do it. Just evade the grass, even though I didn't do it properly. Until back. New Bucktown. He's gone. Go in. Hello. And what's this? I had a Pokemon was stolen here. I was just getting some information for Professor Elm. Apparently, it was a young male with long red hair. What? You battled a trainer like that? Did you happen to get his name? Well, he said his name was question mark. But I'm gonna personally name him something I've been naming my rival in these games for a little while now. I don't know how I got this name. Rye. I could put an N and make it Rhine, but I don't. It's not Rhine time. So his name is Rye. Okay, so Rye was his name. Thanks for helping me help him the bear. Still can't talk. Elm. I literally just said his name out loud. Apparently, Professor Elm talks in third person. John, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? The egg. This? But is it a Pokemon egg? If it is, it is a great discovery. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex? John, is that true? That's incredible. He's the perfect seeing the potential of people as trainers. Wow, John, you have what it takes to become a champion. That's kind of quick. I mean, I just got a Pokedex because I had a rare Pokemon with me. And now I have what it takes to be a champion. Seems legit. You seem to be telling me Pokemon too. You should take the Pokemon Gym Challenge. It would be the one in Violet City. John, the World Championship will be a long one. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. You actually will want to do this. Or not if you don't care about what it does. John! Use these on your Pokedex quest. You may get Pokeballs. We usually get 5 Pokeballs, even though it just says Pokeball. Your Pokedex, you have to catch Pokemon, Pokemon together. Okay. So, we are going to begin this off here. Next time on Pokemon Crystal, we'll go talk to our mother, tell her what's happening, and then we'll leave home forever. See you guys then.